Hello everyone, we are with Bhavesh Maheshwari ji. He is MD for Siyaram Recycling Industries. How are you, sir?
All good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you so much. Siyaram Recycling Industries IPO was a book built issue and a fresh one. It had come for 22.96 crores and it came during December 2023. So, Bhavesh ji, tell us, why did you get into this business?
So basically, we are into this business since more than 40 years. So this was started by my grandfather. Then my father took over. Then we were into the scrap business, like we imported from almost all countries over the world. And then when I joined the business in 2015, so then we started further by growing with manufacturing of components and other brass parts. So we had a deep knowledge of the scrap sourcing and everything. So that is the reason why we decided to continue with the more end and finished product of the brass.
Okay, what is the core business?
The core business is like it is all an integrated business. Like we import the scrap from various countries of the world. We sort it out via some labors, via some machineries. Then we melt the material. Then the melted material is done for brass ingots, brass billets. From the billets, we make the rods, and from the rods, we make the components. So it is all integrated business. There is, we cannot specify a core business because everything is connected to each other.
Okay.
So it is all at one place. Like we normally for our plant, our customers always say that to find everything at one place is really difficult in brass. But that's where we have a win-win situation. We are
Okay, from
recognized
where?
as a mini
Yeah,
Chinese
sorry.
plant system.
Sorry. Yeah, tell me,
No,
sir.
no problem.
Yeah.
So we are
Okay.
recognized as a mini Chinese plant by our customers.
Okay. So from where do you source your raw material for recycling?
So basically, majority of the raw material are from UK and Europe and USA, and sometimes from Middle East. So every day the working is different. Sometimes Middle East is cheaper, sometimes USA, sometimes. So accordingly, whatever the best quality we can get. So in Europe, whole of Europe, Germany, Belgium, France, Poland, Slovakia, and then you can consider Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and USA also. There are so many materials. So this field is like we are more than 40 years into this field of scrap sourcing.
Okay.
So you can
That's
consider like we have achieved a mastery in the scrap sourcing. That's why the component manufacturing is giving us a more boost, considering the price which we buy.
okay. So please tell us about your manufacturing units.
So we have three manufacturing units. One is dedicated for scrap sorting, where we get all the containers of imports, and then we have almost more than uh, some machinery parts and labors where we sort the material into clean brass. We sort out the iron, plastic, and everything. That is a dedicated unit for scrap. Then we have a dedicated unit for melting of brass, where we have three furnaces. Then we have extrusion plant where we manufacture extrusion rods, billets, ingots. And then we have a third factory where we manufacture all the components. So after the rods are made, we have to make the components. So where all the components are manufactured on CNC machines, lathe machines. Then some components we need the plating. So the plating also, we have the nickel plating plant in-house built. So you see from the scrap, if you see the recycling world, from the scrap till the end of the finished product, we are doing everything in-house.
Okay. So you have utilized all the IPO funds until now?
Yes, it has been utilized according to the DRHP mentioned. We paid off some debts from the IPO funds, and it has been utilized as according to the DRHP.
Okay. The capacity utilization of the plants are 100% or still not 100%?
No, actually, the capacity utilization is quite less because considering the volumes the plant, we have installed a very big plant. So in another 2 years also, we are not planning any big capex because we already have the underutilized capacity of the machinery of components.
Okay.
So we will
And
be increasing
yeah.
the component, we will be increasing the component business, the ingot business by putting up more working capital into the factory, into the business.
Okay, what is the reason that you have opted for Jamnagar?
Oh, so Jamnagar, you already, I don't know whether you know, it is known as the brass city of Asia. There are more than 7,000 industries working here only for brass. So it has been since 1940s, 50s, people are working here for brass. I don't know whether there is some advantage with the melting or I don't know the exact reason, but it has been a brass city since my birth. So, and the second reason why Jamnagar is suitable is that the imports which we have, because our dependency is only on imports. So Mundra port is very nearby. So when you see the cost effective of the freight and everything, so that is a more good reason why Jamnagar is there.
Okay. The manufacturing unit which produces the products that are focused to which industry?
I'm not able to hear.
The products which are manufactured are focused to which industry? Are utilized in which industry?
Yeah, so mainly brass products are utilized in every industry, whether you consider plumbing, sanitary, electrical, hardware, defense, everywhere brass is used. But currently we are more focused on plumbing and sanitary because we have achieved a mastery in supplying these industries. And in India, most of the multinational companies of these industries, we are already supplying to them. And even in exports also, we are exhibiting some in Europe, and we are getting good response. So our export development is also going good.
Okay, what is the percentage revenue split of local as well as your international market?
So if you consider as a percentage, last year it was almost like 50-50, like 50 was export and 50 was domestic. But in the 50 export, we had some brass billet export to China, which was almost 35%. So China buys a huge material, that is a semi-finished brass billets. They buy a huge material from us. And so last year it was 50-50. This year we have just started. So let's see how it goes. Because last year, due to Chinese COVID lockdown, sometimes China was giving orders, sometimes it was stopped. So 2 months it was working, 2 months it was closed. So it was just zigzag. So, but now we are hoping that this year what we have started is already going very good. Brass prices are already at all-time high today.
Okay, so that is a benefit to you since you are just
Yeah, because
producing it from
we have
scratch.
raw
Yeah,
material in import. There is a big cycle of import. So obviously, if the prices increase, we get to sell at the higher price.
right, right, right. And you are focusing more over to exports or to domestic business?
So I'll be very clear. We are more focused on exports and especially towards European market because it is a big market. And in India also, we are more focused, but we are more focused with multinational companies. I mean, we are not catering any local markets or not supplying to any local companies because there's a lot of scope in exports too. So in India, we have a clear mind that we want to supply to big companies. Otherwise, just go for exports.
Okay. Tell us about your team.
Sorry.
Tell us about your team.
Oh, so I have a big workforce of around more than 65, 70 people where we have quality head, new product development head, we have some accounting team, and then we have some technical team who looks after the scrap because scrap is a different thing. You need a big knowledge of how the scrap, what quality the scrap is, what price it can be sold. So we have some expertise people working with us since more than 27 years.
Okay.
So my team is like it is my biggest strength anytime because we are already busy in work every day. So the back team has to look after everything and report to us. So the team is the biggest pillar of the company. I mean, we cannot go ahead even if one person is here or there. So
Okay,
obviously we have
right.
a very strong team and very good experience.
Okay. How do you look at the opportunities?
To be very frank, the opportunities have been huge after COVID, because now people are thinking that the India is the next manufacturing hub after China. So now, if you see, like USA companies are more coming to India to get a source of the brass components. So we are getting a huge benefit. The opportunities are huge, and yeah, we are in contact every day with new inquiries, new customers, and trying to get the price quote done okay and just start the new business with done. But it is unbelievable. The opportunity is unbelievable.
Okay, who are your blue chip clients?
So in India, we are supplying to the Supreme Industries Limited, Astral Limited, Somani Bath Fittings Limited, Roka Perriware Private Limited, and then we have Ashirwad Pipes Private Limited. So these are all the leaders of the plumbing sanitary industry. Then you know already Hindware Limited. So all the plumbing sanitary big multinationals, we are supplying to them currently.
Okay, how do you foresee the future in coming next 3 years?
So to be very frank, we are working day and night and working very hard to achieve a revenue of 1,000 crores in coming 3 years. And for that, we are in development for component business, some scrap business, some billet business. So we are just focused on doubling up the revenue from current level.
Okay.
So hopefully we will be able to do it in 3 years. My target is 2 years, but to be on a safer side, because there is sometimes some natural things happen, like the Red Sea issue happened in January. So it gives a stop to the business. But yeah, if everything goes well, we are targeting almost 1,000 crore cross of revenue.
Okay, since you are targeting 1000 crore of revenue, are you going to increase your margin as well since you said the prices are increasing?
It is
The profit
100%.
margin?
It is by default seen that when we are increasing the component business, so the margins in components are much higher than the scrap business. So the scrap is like now the prices are higher, the margins are good. Sometimes it is lower. It is like up, down, up, down. But the component has a stable margin. So we are focused on increasing the profitability by a very good level. So obviously, when the revenue will increase, and in that revenue, even if we increase 25% of the component business, the profit margins will go up.
So how much percentage you are looking for?
To be very frank, currently our PAT was around 1.5 or 1.6% last year, and in another 3 years, we are looking to increase this PAT to roughly around 3 to 4%.
Okay, that's almost like double the PAT. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are
That's
just
very
constantly
nice.
working hard how we can increase the profitability, how we can. So recently, I just tell you, just last week only, we have given the order for solar plant, which we have already informed to the investors. So after installation of solar plant, also we will be getting a good saving at the electricity cost of the company. So just we are seeing where we can increase the profitability, and we go more towards like renewable sector is like the future. So if we get the solar installed, it gives a more good thing to us.
Cost cutting.
Yes. So that increase the profitability, the PAT margins. So we are
Yes,
just constantly seeing what we can
yes,
do the
yes,
best.
yes. So what are your expansion plans for doubling your profits?
To be very frank, we just have one more land with us in just front of our factory. So we are in talks with 2, 3 USA companies for export of components development. So once this capacity is utilized, so we are planning to have one more new factory only for export of components. That will
Okay.
be dedicated only with new CNCs and new export of components after this utilization is done. But that would take around 2 to 3 years to
So
just start the construction work and everything.
since it is just related to exports, government is giving you any credentials? on that?
No, ma'am. There is no nothing like that. It is just that when the export companies comes to audit the factory, so they need a dedicated team, the dedicated plant for themselves because they are also big multinationals of the uh, foreign companies. So that's why we are planning to have a dedicated team and everything for export separately, because export work is completely separate the way India is working. So we need to have
Okay.
two different things.
Okay, talking about exports, the quality standards of the company may be very nice. What would you like
Yeah,
to say about
100%.
that?
That's why we have a extrusion plant installed in-house, because the best quality of brass is manufactured from extrusion rods. So we have the extrusion plant in-house. So whenever any customer from export comes and he sees that there is an extrusion plant, they manufacture the rods, they directly straight away give us the PO. That's how the quality standard is maintained. And with every dispatches, we share a certificate of brass composition that this is according to the grade you have asked. We give a signed stamp and everything is completely maintained.
Okay. What is the current order book position?
Currently, the order book, I mean, I don't have in on hands, but the orders are very good after 1st April. It was little slow during February, March, uh, due to Red Sea issues, the material, and then again, you see, due to the MSME law which was coming up. So everything was merged up. But from 1st April, the orders are very good. And it has been, the prices are tremendous. The orders are good. We have started very good. And hopefully we end it very good.
So approximately, are you booked for another 6 months or 9 months?
We are booked for minimum 4 months, next
Four
4 months.
months.
Yeah.
Okay, so usually the cycle is 4 months or it's much higher.
Usually it is 3 months. But currently, after April, the new year started. So we get more orders. So currently it is almost 4 months.
Okay, what is the vision of the company?
The vision is a very big, like we want to be the biggest brass player of India, and we are working constantly towards it. So if you tell me about the next decade, my target is to cross almost 9,000 to 10,000 crores of revenue.
That's a big vision.
Yeah, so
Great.
we are working. That's why we went listed in December. That our focus was to get listed, to get to we get to know how the share works, how the capital market works, and slowly we are gaining the knowledge. And obviously, brass is an expensive item. So without support from public, without support from investors, there is no possibility of growing any.
Okay, what message you would like to give to investors?
Sorry, ma'am.
What message you would like to give to investors?
I would like to say that the recycling sector is like very important sector for the future of India. And without recycling, nothing can work in our household, in offices, or anything. So obviously, like current market is giving importance to say suppose EV, solar. So recycling will be such important industry in another 2 to 3 years we are expecting. So just I would give a small message: just stay invested in good recycling companies, and yeah, we are working hard for you.
Okay, thank you, Bhaveshi. It was very nice talking to you. And thank you for giving such good information to us and to our viewers. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you.